What is up, everybody? This is RybackStun. We are here. We are doing Marvel Heroes stuff. We're taking a look at Beast, brand new character that's going to be coming to Marvel Heroes. I know the videos on the channel have been, slowed down as of late, but hopefully this video will be the first of many that we'll be doing, covering not just Beast, but also all the changes that have come to the game as of late. So, as we all start everything, Beast, brand new character, fun stuff. He's an X-Man. He's the he's the fifth character to be released in Advanced Pack 3, and his synergies are 2% melee power damage and 1 intelligence. The other thing that he's going to have is he's got Shield, X-Men, Avengers, and Defenders, and then he'll be using a genetic mutation catalyst. Come back later for the video discussing all the changes to the systems, so that you guys can possibly understand, for those of you that don't know all the new systems, what new systems are going to mean. So, currently 445416, and he will explain why those attributes mean something later on. So, powers. He's got 2 trees, Brains and Brawn, obviously, because he's Beast. 3 traits, 15 talents. We're going to go through stuff as quickly as we can. We'll show all the powers, and then we'll show a couple talent stuffs, how they work. So, right off the bat, we're going to look at Brains and Muscle. This is his offensive trait. He has 3% critical hit chance, and his archetype is Strategist, which means he gains bonus damage based off of fighting and intelligence. His resource trait is called Momentum. Generate momentum by moving and using certain powers. Spend momentum to augment powers, gaining additional effects, damage and other effects. So much like Juggernaut, he's going to gain momentum, but it's blue momentum instead of red. And then his defensive trait is Moving Target. He gets health on hit. He has defense and dodge rating 600, and then the multiplier of 20%. So, we're going to go through all of these powers as quickly as we can. Q and E. This is different, way different than it used to be, because there's only 2 sets of powers and there's no extra bars. I can't just quickly switch things, but we're going to go through it. I guess this is just the first video of the new format for hero previews for myself, so we'll do what we can. First power is not Grappling Hook. So we've got Barrier Gadget, and it applies Unbreakable to yourself and nearby allies, which is 40% damage absorbed. This used to only be on ultimates, and now it's a power that a lot of people can get. You also get 100% projectile reflection chance for 5 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. If your Barrier Gadget is hit by an Electro Catalyst, which is another power, it has an unstable reaction, which is energy damage, and that's neat. So here's how the actual... And we'll go over Electro Catalyst as well. Electro Catalyst does physical damage, increased damage versus robots. It has a 1.5 second stun duration and a 4-second cooldown. So if we look at these individually, here's Electro Catalyst, which is just an area around you. Here is the Barrier, which you can put into a different area. If I use Electro Catalyst, boom, the shield explodes and everybody takes a bunch of damage, which is kind of neat. Deploy Gas Drone. This is a slow. It has a Weaken as well, which is really neat. A 10-second area duration with a 10-second cooldown. If the Deploy Gas Drone is hit by Electro Catalyst, it creates a static energy damage cloud that does energy damage twice per second for an 8-second duration. So we fire the Gas Drone, which there's the X-Jet flying, and then we hit Electro Catalyst, and boom, a bunch of people take damage because it explodes. Let me move around really quick. We'll go talk about this one, which is called Grappling Hook Slam. Leap high into the air, physical damage, it's got a stun. You have a 50% damage reduction while the power is active. It costs 50% of your maximum momentum, and it has an 8-second cooldown. So we're going to go ahead and run as much as we can. You'll see he's crawling, which is kind of interesting. It looks a little slow compared to how fast I'm moving. And then here's the actual power. Boom! Pretty neat. Next, we have Deploy Taser Drone, which is shock electrical damage per hit. It has a 10-second duration and a 10-second cooldown. When it's hit by Electro Catalyst, you have a 100% attack speed. So, X-Jet drops that. It does a little damage, but if I hit it with an Electro Catalyst, it doesn't explode. It just attacks faster and faster, which is quite neat. Next, we have Deploy Adhesive Drone. It's your vulnerability for 4 seconds, and it immobilizes enemies for 4 seconds as well. It has a 10-second cooldown. When it's hit by Electro Catalyst, it does Chemical Fire, which is physical damage twice per second, for 8 seconds. So we drop the drone, which is the X-Jet dropping it off. You can see all the goo down on the ground. Ugh. But then we hit it with that, and there is your Chemical Fire, which you can see a couple of the enemies taking damage. Next, we have Grappling Hook Swing. It does physical damage. It generates 15% maximum momentum per second, while also dealing physical damage twice per second. It has a maximum channel time of 3.3 seconds and a 6-second cooldown. So we hit it, and it just flies around, it generates your momentum, and then you can come back down and slam on the ground. And then we have his dash, which is called Agile Tumble. It removes crowd control effects. It does physical damage. It restores 5% of your maximum momentum. It has 3 charges with a 4-second cooldown. So there you go. You can use it 3 times, and then you have to do extra stuff. Now, let's look at a bunch of the other powers here. F, Q, E. Excellent. For Brawn, we've got Bestial Swipe. It does physical damage. It has a 2.4 attack speed per second. If you have momentum, it increases the attack speed by 25% for 4 seconds, and it has a momentum cost of 24.9 while you have it. If you don't, you just swipe it, which is pretty neat. So let's just fly around a little bit, or run around, so we can showcase how it works. Excellent. Bestial Beatdown, physical damage for 6 hits. It reduces the cooldown of Brawn powers by 2 seconds, and has a 10-second cooldown. So there you go.
Do call it Valiant Fury.
Next we have Feral Flare, which is physical damage twice per second. It has a vulnerability for 6 seconds. You gain 10% of your maximum momentum per second while using it, a 3.2 second channel time with a 6-second cooldown. There you go, and he breakdances, because Beast, everybody knows, Beast is a great breakdancer. Next we have Somersault, Savage Somersault. Physical damage, stun duration of 1.5, 3-second cooldown, excuse me. If you're above 50% maximum momentum, it leaves a physical damage dot in the area for 6 seconds. So, we do that, so that I can show you how it actually just straight up works. And if we're above 50% physical, 50%, excuse me, what is it called? Momentum, there we go. It does this, much like Juggernaut's Enter the Fray, which is quite neat. Next, we have Frenzied Lunge. Physical damage, it has 4 maximum charges. It has a 5-second cooldown. Activating Frenzied Lunge 4 times within 5 seconds enters you into Bestial Frenzy, restoring 100% of your momentum and enhancing your abilities, which is also giving you 10% damage, 10% bonus, excuse me, not damage reduction, 10% crit hit chance, and an 8-second duration. So we hit the lunge 4 times, and Beast goes into a Rage, which allows you to do all kinds of neat things with your powers. Just dance around. Look, he's dancing, he's dancing. And then he, no longer becomes frenzied. We have his signature called Unleash the Beast. Unleash the Beast. God, I'm terrible today. Physical damage for 8 hits. You are invulnerable while the power is active. When the power ends, there's a 3-second Terrify with a 30-second cooldown. And boom. So he just runs around and smacks a bunch of people. And then everybody runs away because he roars at you, because that's Beast. And then last power we have is called Flying Ferocity. It's physical damage for 4 hits. It has a Weaken, you are invulnerable. It has a momentum cost, and it has an 8-second cooldown. So it's like Arachnid Assault, it just doesn't hit as many times. We'll show the ultimate after everything's done. So those are all of his powers. You have your Sprint, which I've been showing a couple times. You just run. Now, in terms of traits, 5 tiers, 3 traits each. First trait is called Problem Solver. When you use a brain's power, other brain powers gain 1 second of cooldown reduction. Blur of Blue. Agile Tumble gains 2 charges. That is his dash. Friends in High Places. Grappling Hook Slam turns into Friends in High Places, which changes it to a physical damage attack with 100% crit chance. It has a knockdown duration of 2 seconds, and it has a cooldown of 8 seconds. And damage bonus is 30% if another Teamwork Synergy power is currently on cooldown. This is an Archangel power. So you can see he'll pick you up, drop you down, you do a bunch of damage. Next we have Bestial Fury. Using Friends in High Places or Grappling Hook Slam resets Bestial Beatdown's cooldown. So there's a little bit of synergy there for you. We have Bestial Beatdown Brutal Strike chances of 100%. So that makes the multi-attack ability Brute every time it hits, which is nice. And then Flying Ferocity turns into Blue Beatdown. Flying Ferocity was this. Wait, no, that wasn't what it was. Here we go. Blue Beatdown. Nightcrawler bamps in to assist your barrage. Physical damage for 4 hits. It has an invulnerability. A 6-second cooldown, 30% damage bonus if another team-up synergy power is on cooldown. So you'll see Nightcrawler comes in and does a bunch of extra damage, which is quite nice. Next, we have Electro Stimulus. Electro Catalyst bonus effect generates 50% of your maximum momentum with a 15-second cooldown, your Brawn power damage is 15% for 10 seconds. Of Brains and Brawns, using Bestial Beatdown above 50% momentum now reduces the cooldown of Brains powers by the same amount as Brawn powers. It's pretty cool. Which gives you your 2 seconds if you're above 50% momentum. That gives you the little combo if you want to use Brains and Brawns together. Barrier Gadget turns into Psychic Assist, which is a gene attack that does mental damage. It does a vortex that pulls enemies toward the center of effect with a 10-second cooldown. Same synergy bonus. So she comes in, visual effect is not done, but it warps everybody together and does a little bit of damage. Next we have Invention System. Barrier Gadget automatically activates when you fall below 25% health. So that's going to give you, your projectile reflection, some unbreakable, and to survive for a little bit longer while you can get your medkit up. Inspiring Intellect. When you use a brain power, you and your allies become inspired for 10 seconds when you hit with the power. This is basically a resource generation and reduces resource cost by 10%. It says momentum, but for everybody else it'll be spirit or whatever their resource is. Suit power, stamina, so on and so forth. Leave none behind. When you use a brain power, you and your allies, become guarded for 10 seconds when you hit with the power. It regenerates health and gives you a bunch of bonus health. And then last here we have Relentless. Unleash the Beast bonus effect. It grants you 10% of your maximum momentum per second for 10 seconds. You have Raging Beast. Unleash the Beast gains a modified cooldown of increased 5 seconds, but it also gives you 30% dodge chance. And it gives you a power cooldown reduction for both Brains and Brawns by 15 seconds for 15 seconds. So as long as Unleash the Beast is active for this cooldown, you're going to reduce the cooldowns of your effects by 15 seconds, which is kind of crazy. Light Show. Unleash the Beast calls forth your friend Jubilee, who then uses Light Show, which is physical damage twice per second for 4 seconds. Let's go ahead and check this out. We've already got Unleash the Beast, so we'll see what this does. You come in, but Jubilee comes in and drops a big AoE attack, which is nice, that continues to go even after Unleash the Beast is done. And there you go. And last but not least, we have the ultimate, which is Welcome to the Danger Room. Take a little break, catch up on some light reading, and let your experimental mobile Danger Room module do the work. Physical damage twice per second, 9-second duration. You are invulnerable for this power, 10-minute cooldown. 3, 2, 1, break time. Nice little module power there. I like that a lot, actually. I accidentally used it before I started, and I was like, this is actually kind of neat. So, Beast is definitely going to be building into fighting and intelligence. When you want to use your Infinity System attributes as well as gearing, you're going to have the extra defense and dodge, but you'll still want to do your defensive stuff. You have all these neat little call-ins that'll allow you to do extra stuff with some of your powers. You can do straight Brawn, you can do straight Brains, you can do a combination of both. Beast actually has a lot of builds that are put together to be able to do stuff. Perhaps at a later time I'll try to do a couple terminal runs in a video so I can show you guys. Maybe you can catch me on stream at twitch.tv/RybackStun. I might be streaming Beast on TC, obviously Beast on Live when he comes out, because this will be a character that I am likely going to enjoy at least until my Black Bolt comes out, and then we're going to have some real fun. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as it did showcasing Beast to you guys. Remember to like and comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, all that other lovely stuff at RybackStun. We do streams occasionally. Twitter will give you all the information you could possibly need from me. So, I'll be tuning up the new hero preview video format since it is different. I noticed this video's gone a little bit longer than I normally go. But, I hope it wasn't too much of a difficulty. I might try to change up some things. We'll figure out as more heroes come out. So, thank you very much for joining me, and with that, this is RybackStun, signing out.